Don't film it. That'll be ugly. I'm serious.
Let's see how ugly it is. That wasn't so bad at all. You got up in there easier than I get in there.
You need one of those ones that like electrically pops down.
Yeah, they're $2,000. All right, it took me about 2 hours to tape the pantry. Now granted, this room is about 3 times bigger than the pantry, 2 to 3 times bigger than the pantry, and I've got a lot more angles. But I'm gonna set my timer on my phone and see, in fact, how long, using this stationary banjo, how long it's gonna take me to do this, I guess. Here we go. We're live. If you're not familiar with what a traditional drywall banjo is, go ahead and look it up. It seems like it's right down the middle. Either they're loved or they're hated. They've been around for as long as drywall has. The idea behind a traditional banjo is it is mobile and it accelerates the pace in which taping is done. Like I said, some people love them, some people hate them. With advancements in construction, a lot of guys use what are called bazookas. When I first started doing drywall, I called my father-in-law and asked him if I should buy a banjo and learn to use it. He said, "Don't waste your time." Like most things, I'm sure there's an art to it. But I've had this stationary banjo sitting here waiting for me to use it for the last probably close to 2 months. One of my good friends here in town allowed me to borrow it in anticipation of taping and texturing the downstairs. Instead of being a mobile banjo, it's stationary. It's quite heavy. I believe somebody made it locally, but it was made very well, made out of a heavy PVC. So the idea is I can pour mud into the top of the banjo and pull tape out the bottom of it. The downside to being stationary is I'm guessing at the length of the tape that I need, and maybe there's a little bit more waste, but not enough to talk about. It took me all of about 25 to 30 minutes to realize how much time this was going to save me. All right, so it took me 2 hours and 3 minutes to do this entire room and the closet. But there was easily a half an hour to maybe even 45 minutes in there where I was getting used to what I was doing. I was cleaning up a mess. I was washing my hands off. I bet I washed my hands 5 times to kind of in between things. Right towards the end, I started to get a feel for it. Maybe it's not as clean as doing it the other way. There's a potential to get a little bit more on the floor, but the more I do it, the better I'm getting at it. And I don't think I'm using anywhere near as much mud as I used the other way. So I have probably 30% of a box of mud left. This little banjo holds a box of mud. And so what I'm gonna do is jump right over to the bathroom and keep going and see if I can't really get, I'm gonna use up what's left of the mud, and I bet I can even get into the front room. So this really, I think by tomorrow afternoon I could be 100% done taping the entire downstairs. I taped the entire upstairs using my 6-inch knife, putting the mud down behind it, laying the tape out, then using my knife to remove the excess mud. Using the stationary banjo, I've removed one of the most time-consuming steps in the process, which is putting down the mud manually. Because the tape comes out covered in mud, it's ready to go. All that I have to do is drag my knife across it, take the excess off, and I'm ready to go. Myself and Cedar have been talking quite a bit about how best to utilize the pantry. I asked her if she would like shelves on both sides and an opening in the back for maybe a stand-up freezer. She made it clear to me that she wanted shelves, shelves, and more shelves. So I'm going to do a U-shaped shelf pattern around the entire room from floor to ceiling. She's given me the measurements she wants to fit the mason jars, 1-gallon cans, and 5-gallon buckets. Now I've got to do my part and not only build it sturdy, but attractive. Okay, I'm standing in the pantry. I've got 2 coats on the pantry. There's 2 little tiny spots that I can hit with the sander. But this is good to go because I'm going to have shelves. I'm not going to do anything else with this. I will do the ceiling. I need to texture the ceiling. But this is done. This is good to go. The idea behind these 3 rooms, the pantry, the bedroom, and the bathroom, is we want to make them usable. The pantry, we want to get our storage from out of town, from down in town, and get it up here. The bedroom, we're going to use like a storage unit. Rather than getting another storage unit, we're going to put our stuff in here. Our beds, we're going to put our beds and stuff in here. So I'm going to finish this room and I'm going to paint it. And we're going to start packing everything in here. This needs to be a little nicer. But what I'm finding is that as I'm doing the first and second coats, that it looks, with these little imperfections, it looks better to leave these imperfections in it. So I'm going to sand the lines. I don't want any lines in it, blade marks in it. But I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to paint this. I'm going to finish the ceiling today, and I may try and paint this tomorrow. I have a real nice Draco sprayer that I've been waiting to use, and I want to get all 3 rooms done so I can spray them all at the same time. But I'm going to kind of have to do that. I'm going to have to kind of do them in series. The upstairs is basically ready for paint, so I may try and jump up there and do some of the painting up there as well. I've been in enough homes over the years. I've seen enough bad drywall jobs that, to me, it was worth the time to try and do this right. When I started doing drywall a couple of months back, I never would have guessed I'd still be doing drywall, but again, I don't want to walk into my own house and ask myself why I didn't do the job right. I'm putting more effort into this than I ever thought I would have, but I'm more than happy with the end result. Places like the pantry, places like closets that aren't going to be seen, obviously don't require quite as much detail. But everything else that's going to be seen, I'm trying to take the time to make it look as good as it can. It's not going to be perfect, but I'll be happy with it, and I suppose that's all that matters. I guess it's only fitting that I go ahead and finish all of the drywall and do it myself. I don't think the drywall contractor is going to show up, no matter how good I tell him the fishing is around here. I don't want to spend the big bucks to get a crew in here to do this, especially as close as I am to being done with it. So I suppose I'll just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. It's back-breaking work. I've had a numbness in my right arm for the last 6 weeks that just won't go away. I'm certain as soon as I stop with the repetitive movement of the drywall knife, the numbness will go away. But I can most certainly say with confidence and conviction that I gave it my best and that we're happy with it. Bedroom is done. Again, a couple little spots to touch up. Pantry's 100% done. I'm gonna go down right now and look at the different paint colors. Myself and my wife have a pretty good idea what color we're gonna do it in. I need to go down and pick up the PVA primer and look at the different paints just to make sure we're on the same page, both myself and Cedar. And then I feel like by the end of the week, I can have a good portion of this painted. I've been able to get a hold of the drywall contractor. He acts like he's willing to come down. I offered the camp trailer to him. I offered him to be able to come and stay because he is a total of 2 hours a day away in driving. So I offered the camp trailer for him to stay in, and I'm trying to talk him into coming down here just to help with the front room. Anyway, I'm hoping to have the 3 rooms painted, and if I can get him to show up, I'm going to start on the bathroom and try and get the bathroom usable rather than trying to use that little bathroom in the camp trailer. I think with just a little bit of effort, I can get this bathroom ready to go. So anyway, that's the plan. We'll see how that goes over the next few days.